see who's here. Got a little bit of prep to do here. We're almost ready. See if we got a notification.
Oh, notification.
Takes a second. All right. Firing up the computer. Stacy's got music on.
I was just checking.
There's my notification. Yeah. That means we're somebody. Tonight we're having a warning for everyone on the internet, you guys. Everything is about to get spicy and dicey. Okay?
Yep.
Trying to warn you guys right off the bat.
There's a lot of light coming from that door.
Yeah, there is. Okay. We're almost ready. Hope you guys are having a great day today. We got some other secrets that we haven't told you about that we will talk about later on too.
There's Rita and Margie and Christian and Rick, Mary and Linda.
Man, it sounds like a
Sue
Christmas
and
list.
Robert and Donna. Yep, we're all looking good.
It is going to be a warning like no other warning.
Yes. Yes. You guys are going to like freak out.
Well, you freaked out.
Well, yeah. Are you going to show it?
Yeah, of course. All right. We're waiting for everybody to show up. Hold on, let me see if I can get this glare off you guys.
Is it glare off us?
Stacy's got all kind of stuff on this counter here. Try to move around here a little bit.
Messy.
All right. Chime in. Why don't you guys chime in where you're from? Let's see some where you're from. There's some Wyoming, Southern Oregon.
South Korea, Massachusetts, Wyoming, yep. Indiana.
Am I going the wrong way here?
What do you mean? There's.
Maybe I should go this way. Try that.
That one was better. That was better. Oh.
All right, here we go, y'all. Henderson, Nevada, Missouri.
That's worse. That was better.
That's worse. That was better. All right, we're trying it. We don't have fancy studios. It's just me and Stacy, mostly me, and we get this thing done. Okay.
There's Oklahoma and Australia, and
Pennsylvania,
Oregon,
West
Canada,
Virginia. Man, we got it from all over the flat Earth.
Missouri, Tucson, Arizona, Idaho, Michigan, Texas, Yakima, Washington, Kentucky,
We're going so
Alabama.
fast. 1,200 people are here. Let me get on here, see what's going on with this here.
Left home.
Oh my gosh, I got to turn my volume down.
Gypsy Rose is from Mountain Grove, Missouri.
Mountain Grove, Missouri. We hope to see you guys at Stacy's conference. The women's conference is only 40 days away. Go to homesteadinglifeconference.com and you can get tickets. Dang, I forgot my mouse. I am not that good without my mouse, y'all.
Do you want to go get your mouse?
No, it's at the...
Oh, got it.
Not around here. All right. See here, subscriptions. Click on this. You guys, this is crazy. All right. Got a commercial already. YouTube's heavy on the commercials.
Commercials for a live show is weird.
Hit that thumbs up. That really helps the video out to get out to other people. Y'all, this is a warning to everyone on the internet. That covers everyone. Everybody. Oh my gosh. Northern California. Please close the blind behind you. We already did. We'll try it again.
Well, it's the door. It's that door. It's the door. We need a blind on the door. Maybe we should just go stand against
my
it.
blinds here. These girls are doing that. You don't know how to work them, and you're getting them all tightened up.
I don't ever know how to work anything around here.
Holy smokes.
I'm very untechnical.
It's not even, you just pull it over to the
I
left.
never can figure
You
it
guys
out.
got them all bound up.
Oh, well.
You and your Amish girls.
There's Detroit, Baltimore, New Zealand, Las Vegas, North South Carolina.
All right, we're going to try to get right into it. I know you guys are being patient. Man, I'm going to...
That's the problem. That's the problem.
Oh my gosh, so many problems.
Just get that towel right there to the left and then put it in the door.
Dang, y'all,
We'll
we're slapping
fix it
tiles
right
on the
now.
wall up in here. Man.
Yeah, that's it. That'll work.
We're doing tiles on the wall, closing off
It
the
should
doors.
be Oh, does it work? Is it work?
It's going to work.
There he goes. I see you doing it.
Boom.
We're delayed.
All right.
Ooh, why is it so fuzzy?
Just hold on now. Hold on. We probably just blocked out the signal.
We blocked out the sun.
On the phone, it looks great. On the laptop, it looks rough. On your phone, it looks great.
Yes.
All right. Louisiana. There's Texas. Man, y'all, they still wiped out all those kids from Texas. Nobody says nothing. Over in Palestine, California, they're all just not getting permits to build anything back. And in Maui, right, it's all a land grab. Nobody can build anything back. Y'all, the government, I don't know if you're realizing this or not, they are running shot rogue over the American citizens right now. Your beef prices just went up again. Your gas prices are up. Everything is up. They're bleeding you out slowly but surely. They say it's the largest transfer of wealth in human history. They tell you they're going to do it, and then they do.
Oh, here's Ethiopia.
Northern California. Ethiopia?
Is
Dang.
Is it Shivo's Adventures?
Look out. Wish I could afford the retreat with buying my dream A2 jersey.
Oh, congratulations.
My neighbor's family's cow has to get rid of one due to alpagal, so I can pay for my retreat spot in organic grass-fed milk. Yeah, that won't work for us. All right. Deep South Mississippi. You guys are enjoying the cooler weather.
And there's Teresa in England.
All right, y'all.
Controversial hunter, Seaside, Oregon.
We're already 6 minutes in, so we better get going or everybody gets all mad about it.
Well, people are still popping in. Silly Rabbit, hello. He's from North Texas.
Oh, man. Let me find this here, you guys, and then we're going to show it to you, and it's really kind of rough business.
Yes. It's really rough business. It's really, 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 really rough business.
All right, let's see here. Boom. That's not it. I got to find it. Actually, a subscriber sent this to us, y'all. Some of y'all have our number, and you can call us and give us some, information. A lot of people send us information face down. I like that too.
There's Good Times Homestead with Jen and Steve. Hello, guys.
Hey. Gas here in $2.79. It was over. Gas was under $1 right at the end of the Bush presidency. You guys remember that? And then Obama came in, and then all of a sudden it's $1, $2, $3, $4. Ding, 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 ding. Trump's supposed to be in office, making all of our prices go down. Nothing's happening. All the grocery store prices are going up. Even the Amish were talking about it. Too much cart at the end of their check. They said, man, I spent so much money at the store, but my cart was still empty.
It is. You get about this much, and it's like this much is $50.
Yeah, they're doing it to us. They're doing it to us, and nobody's, we're not doing nothing about it. All right, here we go. You guys ready? Let me turn my volume up.
Oh my gosh, hold on and put your seatbelts on, please.
Here we go, y'all. This is Crazy Train.
Are you ready for this?
Like I said, somebody sent this to us. Here we go.
Start from the beginning.
These 4 numbers on your next Powerball ticket. I'll personally give you my brand new Ford F-250 King Ranch and an extra $20,000 in cash. I decided to play the lottery using this new AI that went viral for predicting winning numbers, and guess what? I hit 4 jackpots in just 1 month. The best part is any American can use this lottery gap. This might sound ridiculous, but give me just 15 seconds to explain. A lot of people still don't know this, but in 2025, no one has to rely on luck or any of those illegal methods to win the lottery multiple times. It's impressive. After analyzing the biggest lottery winners of all time, Dr. Leonard Voss, a former NASA developer, discovered a secret that Powerball has been trying to hide for years, a loophole in the lottery system that can predict the winning numbers without depending on luck. It's so simple that any American can use it to start hitting 4, 5, or even 6 numbers in the lottery every week. And you know what's even better? After winning 38 times in the past 9 months and retiring, he decided to record a quick video showing how anyone can use this lottery gap today and win their first prize of at least $50,000 within 5 days. It sounds crazy, but it's not. Since this video started going viral and helped hundreds of people win the lottery, even Powerball has been doing everything to take it down. But just for the next 2 hours, I managed to put this video back online, and I'm making it available 100% free. Just click the button below the screen. Guys, this is your golden shot to retire early, wipe out your debt, and finally have the life you and your family truly deserve. I strongly recommend you watch the video to understand how this lottery gap really works, so you can start profiting while there's still time. Just try it and see for yourself. And if you don't hit at least 4 numbers this week, I'll personally send $20,000 straight to your bank account. Now, don't waste time.
No, she won't.
Click the button below to start taking advantage of this lottery gap today.
Dang, y'all. Now, it was a little different on video because the voicing was off. But when you're watching the video, they are getting better and better with the AI. Within the next year or so, you're not even going to know facts or fictions, y'all. This is crazy. And yeah, I saw somebody say they do this with Barbara O'Neill. I saw that.
Yeah, it's a Barbara O'Neill.
With an erection commercial. It was crazy off the chain. Man, y'all.
I mean, isn't that just crazy?
Somebody sent that to us, and I was like, Stacy, did you see that? And I showed it to her, and she was like, OMG.
You just feel so violated.
Yeah, man.
That's just really weird.
So that's a warning to everybody on the internet. And I know I've heard some stories, from some seniors that there was a thing going around a little while ago where they were getting like a call from somebody and it sounded like their people. And they were saying like they were in jail or they needed to have money wired. And people were actually doing that stuff. So you guys, I mean, you're going to have to be on your toes. There was one skip in that whole video. That's how good they're getting now. And the mouthing was right on.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is like they're a little more monotone. You don't get as many inflections, I think, when you listen to it now. But it's getting like from just like a few months ago, it's getting better and better and better and better and better.
Y'all, it's going to get better, faster and faster and faster. That's why we like to host our in-person events. Stacy's Homesteading Life Conference, Women's Conference is coming up. No eunuchs can come. But if you're a gal and you want to take better care of your family and your self, then you might want to come to this. The schedule's up. We're working on adding the speakers and all that stuff.
Go to it. Go to the schedule.
And it's going to be banger. It's in October. The weather's going to be fabulous. And there's a limited seating. We do not have a lot of people come to this event because we want to have it one-on-one for Stacy and the ladies can all talk and ask a lot of questions and stuff. So that's why we do these in-person events, so you can see for real what's up and you can, know that you're getting solid information. There's the link right there, homesteadinglifeconference.com. We're going to talk a little bit real quick. I didn't mean to go into this stuff, but we're going to go into a little bit about the schedule and check it out with you guys real quick so she can tell you some of the stuff that's going on, details for Friday.
So I'll just go over real quick and then we'll get talking about the other stuff.
Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that video. If you just showed up, make sure you watch the beginning of this video. There's a warning going out to everyone on the internet. It's deep fake.
What do you call that?
It's called a deep fake. And they're getting better and better. The AI stuff is getting better and better. Please fight against these AI data centers in your neighborhood. They just squashed one in St. Charles County for 1 year. So that means they will be back trying again. But they were able to hold one off that they're trying to build in St. Charles County here in Missouri. And you do not want these data centers going up, y'all. And you do not want digital currency. And you do not want a digital ID or what do they call them at the license bureau?
The driver's license with the star on it.
Yeah, but the new, star.
Real ID.
Real ID. You do not want that. Okay, you do not want that.
Say no to real ID.
And I was doing some background check on the St. Charles County AI data center, and they didn't even know who was going to build the thing. They just had a funky name of some funky company, but they didn't even really know actually who was funding it and building it. So this is, y'all, they're going to push this in right underneath your nose, kind of like they did these smartphones. Everybody thought they were cool, and they're causing a lot of problems now. All this internet and AI stuff, and they're going to start using your phone to track you. Who needs a chip, you Christians? You don't need a chip in your body anymore. Your phone has become part of your body. Please guard your children with these phones. Do not, 5, 6, 7-year-old kids have phones in their faces. Do not do that, okay? Do not do that.
There's a dad, and he's starting to get the landline phones back and make them cool colors stuff for kids now.
Yeah.
And they're trying to bring landlines back.
Bring landlines back again.
Make
landlines great again.
Yeah, that's right. We should.
All right. So
this is the schedule, and then we'll go back and talk about.
So change your words, change your life.
Okay. Wait. The first thing we're going to talk about, I'm going to talk about neuroplasticity.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So I'm going to talk, and that is a huge thing that I teach that a lot in my classes that I teach here.
What is neuroplasticity?
Neuroplasticity is basically your knowing that your brain, whether you have an injury, you're having cognitive decline, you're not using your brain enough. I mean, just because a lot of people will say you can't change your brain, but you can through repetition. You can do things to help with that. And we all need to work on that. So I'm going to kind of start off. We're going to do that. And then change your words, change your life with Robin. Water of life. Are your cells truly hydrated with Tia? We're going to do the basics of homeopathy. And we're going to talk about building emotional intelligence with essential oils. Tia's going to do that.
Then we're having lunch, and it's featuring local pasture-raised chicken, artesian sourdough, Stacy's famous garden salad, raw cheese block, cottage cheese, and raw butter, all from the farm. Nothing from Walmart or Aldi's or any of these stores. Everything is from the farm. You guys are going to love it. It comes with your ticket. So does camping or tent camping or car camping or whatever you want to camp with. All dry dock camping comes with your ticket.
And then I'm going to do
24-hour access to bathrooms.
My holistic approach to life, how I eat, sleep, move, navigate menopause, detox, self-care, deal with sickness and injury, prioritize the daily habits and items I cannot live without. So I'm going to do that. And then healing through movement. Let's move. So we're going to do some movement kind of things. We'll do them in the chair.
With Donna. How old is Donna?
I think Donna's probably now in her later 60s.
Yeah, man.
Or middle 60s.
She's doing it.
Yeah.
She does it.
She looks great. And then simple, tasty recipes for health and wellness. I'm going to do some
pelvic health.
Oh, pelvic health and internal restoration, ladies.
Yep.
That's going to be with Sandy. That's going to be really good. And then simple, tasty recipes. We're going to talk about that. Tia, and me and Maureen, we're going to do some recipes. I'm going to do some ferments too.
And there's appetizers provided.
I'll do appetizers with that. And then dinner, we're having my famous
You
chicken.
forgot the sound bowls.
Oh, I can't read. Yes. And then with Kelly, we're going to do some sound bowls. That'll be real good to relax before we have dinner. And then we're having chicken chili for dinner. And then the Saturday, we have focus, breath work, and movement.
Metabolic typing
quiz. I'm going to do that. I'm getting all choked up here.
Hey, yeah.
And then frequency medicine with Kelly. And then we have holistic dental care from the inside out and the outside in. Oops.
Dump your dentist, y'all.
With Maureen.
Yep.
And then you are an artist with Kelly. So we're going to do a lot of really cool work and write things down and do some stuff like that. Lunch, we're having a delicious taco bar with fresh local produce and grass-fed beef from here and my sauerkraut. And then simple fall and winter health hacks. So there's some really cool things that you guys will like on that. And then the power of natural light. What did you do?
Hold on, I got to get some tickets here.
Oh, okay.
Get your tickets here, y'all. HomesteadingLifeConference.com. You can get them for the spring event or you can get them for the woman's retreat or the woman's conference. We don't like to say retreat because they're not retreating.
It's just a conference.
They're full steam ahead.
And then the power of natural light and non-native EMF mitigation with Tia. Fascia, the most neglected part of your body. Let's give it some attention. That's with Leslie. And then tapping your way to peace with Robin. And that's that'll be it. I'll have some really cool little vendors and it should be a lot of fun. So you'll learn a lot. You'll get a lot. You know, if you have
Stacy's going to do a fermenting exercise.
I already talked about that a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to just do a lot. And if you have any questions, you're just can come and talk to any of us anytime and we can help you out. So
we'd
love to see you.
Yep, good stuff, y'all.
So now let's keep talking about this crazy AI stuff.
Yeah, the internet's going to be crazy, y'all, in the next year or so.
Well, Patty
Off
made
the chain crazy.
6 jars of fermented salsa. Congratulations, Patty. I'm going to be fermenting all day tomorrow. I have lots to do.
What should I do if they make you get a real ID in 6 years ago? They didn't make you get one. You did it voluntarily pretty much. I mean, most states, it's you can opt in or opt out. You guys have to understand when you make these agreements with the government, then they can get you in the trick bag. So
but right
do your best. Even if you're flying on a plane, you do not have to go through that radar machine. You tell them that you opt out. So you always have an option. Just like with COVID, when they tried to jam the bioweapon in your body, you just tell your job, I quit. And then you just go find another job. And a lot of people actually came out on the flip side higher and better with that. And if you're worth your weight in salt, you can actually find a job anywhere because nobody wants to work. So you guys always have an option, but you guys, and another thing I'm going to do a video about, but you really don't understand that we are under the world's largest mind control experiment and doing it to us in the history of recorded man. Like, they are mind controlling people every day, all day. Trump, Kennedy, the whole election thing, everything has been a psyops and crazy train. Okay? I'm just telling you guys. So we have to break free of the mind control and get your cognitive abilities back so you can master your life and live your best life. Because right now, man, it's crazy out here. Crazy. But you guys, hopefully we'll see you guys at the conference. Stacy's going to have a banger up time with you guys. All the gals will be there and having a good time. Some jobs are hard to find. Not if you're worth your weight in salt. Like, you know what I mean? If you got the skills, you can find a job. I have never in my life worried about finding a job, ever. And I could, you know, no problem. No problem.
Now, yeah, everyone's
You got your passports, no real ID, but the passports are going to be the same thing.
But right now, you can get away from not having a real ID by having a passport.
Or you could just not fly anywhere. Just stay in your own country and then just go see all the great things that America has to offer. But yeah, you can use your passport for now, but trust me, your passport will become a real ID.
So also, you're talking about that AI thing of me. That was really me a few years ago. That was me.
That was you sitting on the porch doing some kind of a video.
Yeah.
But they cut it all up and moved her lips and did the voice in. It's amazing.
Yeah, but that was me doing our video, sitting there. And it was a few years ago, so yes, I am younger. But yeah,
Somebody
that was totally
that?
me. Well, no, she says the younger version of me, and it was.
Wow.
But it's just basically me, and they just dubbed in my voice over how it all got, you know, what I was saying. I don't what was that video from?
Yeah, so somebody says that New York duped them 10 years ago with enhanced driver's licenses, and we were able to use it for driving into Canada and Mexico without a passport. So that's what happens, right? They get you early on because they know what they're going to do. That's what you guys got to understand. This thing is not just unwinding, you know, on the daily or, you know, last week. This plan has been marching on for some time now, and the internet's making them speed up because we're able to get the information out and expose that, you know, Marcone is married to a man. It's crazy stuff, man. You know, and on and on and on. All these world leaders are all in on it. Y'all, if COVID taught you anything, it's that they have enough solidarity to actually do the plan. Okay, if COVID taught you anything, all of them walk lockstep. Even Trump rolled it out. Biden gave it to OSHA, right? Trump's still unapologetic about it. People are dying left and right. We just had someone that we know pass away, turbo cancer in the kidneys, who did get vaccinated and did get boosters, right? You know, you guys, I'm just trying to tell you and warn you. This stuff is for real. They're into population control. You are a useless eater, and they are going to take you out if you're not careful. It's crazy stuff, man. No, Trump is not cool. He's a fool, but he's in there with the Zionists, right? Because they bailed him out when he was broke. Remember that? You guys don't remember that. Go look up Barbara Walters and Trump talking about his finances, and she starts talking to him about how he got his money and that the guys at the bank say that, you know, maybe his properties aren't even worth that much. And he gets a little defensive and stuff, but that's how he got bailed out. And that's why he does their bidding. That's why Netanyahu went from Gaza, and they're bombing Yemen now, right? Godly people they are. You guys, you don't know, man. A lot of people are caught up in this Jew thing, and it's not for real. And you're putting your back in the wrong crew. Woo! What's the next step? I don't know, Mike. I don't know. And now they're doing a little soft rollout of the National Guard going into all the cities, right? They're snatching up these illegals, getting their practice on. Maybe they come for people who dissent. Maybe that's what they're practicing for, right? People like Doug who talk on the internet and say all this stuff is nonsense. And then that's how they scoop you up. They always are doing gain of function and getting their practice in. Too much rain this year. Yeah, it depends on where you're at. I know some places didn't really get a lot of rain.
Yeah, either you get a lot or you get none.
Martial law. Do you live or not to live, crew? Do you live or not to live? Because I don't understand that.
Layla wants to know where to get these.
The copper mugs are at offgridwithdoulandstacy.com. Hit the shop tab. I'll leave a link for you guys. We're going to have some new products in this week. We're working on getting labels ready, and it is going to be off the chain. You're going to love it. It's great for your eye health and your general health overall. But you guys can pick up a copper mug or any one of our medicinal teas. Yep, that's right. We sell medicinal teas because every seed is here and every plant is here for your health and wellness. And the only reason why you poo-poo it is because the Rockefeller family stole that stuff, jammed it down the drain so you wouldn't pay attention to it, and then created the big pharma. Okay? And ever since then, it's been sick care. What do they call it? It begins with an A. Allopathic medicine is not doing you any favors. Okay? And that's by design, by Rockefeller. You can look this stuff up. He either bought or started the American Cancer Institute. Then they told all the people that were healing cancer with food and coffee enemas and diet to shut up and get out of this country. And that's why the only option you have is cut, slash, and burn. And you don't die mostly from the cancer. You die from the treatment. Wow, this is going to be lit tonight too, y'all. I'm telling you. Stacy, odd question, but what type of toilet paper do you use? That is an odd question.
Well, actually, I try, to get like unbleached. And then there's some of them, if they're source well, some of these natural ones. A lot of people just use even the ones that are brown that are not bleached at all. I just try to get as natural as I can. Where was I? I tried one. I had like one of these bamboo-y ones that was made very natural. Is the one actually you're using now. So I just don't like any of the bleach stuff. I know a lot of people make your own. You can make your own if you want to, and you can you can wash them and all that. But I don't want the bleach stuff.
Yeah, organic, non-bleached.
Well, they don't really have organic toilet.
RV stuff that's a little thinner, just whatever.
And you can get.
You can even just use a rag and some water.
I always say that, yeah. Most people aren't going to do that, but you can.
Y'all, listen. If China's the big bad boogeyman, right, and they're going to take over the world and they want to kill us all off, why do we buy everything from them? They could poison anything you put your hands on,
including your medicine.
But the only one that actually does it is the government. This is crazy train, y'all. Oh my gosh. So if you missed the beginning of the video, we got right into it within 6 minutes. We're 27 minutes in. We showed you guys something that's very creepy.
And a lot of people think that is really me.
That is
on a
really
video.
Stacy,
that is really me.
But they manipulate the voice and the lips and everything, the cadence and everything. So you guys are going to have to be on your toes watching videos and stuff, right? Like, man, this stuff is getting crazy, y'all. And it's only going to get better and better and better. And they're basically stealing people's likenesses, and then they're using them for their own gain, even though it's really against the law. And, I'll have some videos coming up, too, on how you guys need to declare yourselves, at your county seat, so you can tell the government and your county and your state that you do not go along with any of this stuff, that you're not participating in it, that they have no right to, inject you or to do these things to you. I was watching a guy who's talked about it a little bit, and I'm just going to share the information with you guys coming up this week in a video.
Oh, and
no, we'll never be back at the Homesteading of America conference in Virginia. But
then
we'll always be at the Homesteaders of America, Homesteading Live Conference in Missouri.
And then Jen, from Good Times with Jen and Steve, she's going to be at the fermenting booth demonstrating at our local Heritage Fall Festival. Thanks, Stacy. Awesome. That's the gift that keeps on giving. And look you're going to teach all these people, and they're going to teach people. So that is one thing. That is something that we can educate lots of other people to do.
Uranium Cake said Peter Thiel is creepy. He is. You guys spend 5 seconds looking up Peter Thiel and Palantir. Donald J. Trump tapped Palantir to gather all your information on every American. And they're not talking about that. They got you distracted with the Epstein files and with the National Guard in D.C. and all this nonsense while the plan marches on. And if we get to this digital currency stuff, it's going to be game over. Game over, y'all. The life you knew, or, you know, your grandkids and them, they'll never know this life. They will never know it. So please pay attention. And we're going to have to get a little more vocal, I think, too. Like, it's time for some marches and some, you know, why does only BLM and the pink-haired ladies and, you know, all these other goofballs, why are they the only ones, you know, men in the women's dressing room, why do they are the only ones that go out and march and demand things to happen? When all of us should be out there saying, no, we don't want that digital currency. No, we don't want this AI surveillance. No, we don't want these data centers. I saw the deal that Trump made with Japan, and the first thing they said was rare earth minerals. That's the only thing he's doing, y'all, putting up AI data centers and securing rare earth minerals. And that's another reason why they're burning you out and flooding you out, because everywhere that happens, it's rich in lithium, okay? They are not playing around. Pretty soon, you're not even going to be able to drive your gas car, y'all. Dang. This is how serious this is. It sounds crazy, but this is serious business. Holy guacamole. Amber, if you have pink hair, stop it. Stop dyeing your hair. You know how bad that is for your health? Tell them, Stacy.
What do I mean?
Tell them, Stacy.
No, you know, I'm going to tell you guys, if you're using like harsh stuff and you're doing it like every couple of weeks and all that, you really have to really be careful with that, because there's a lot of toxic stuff. Now, there's a lot of stuff that are plant-based. You can do hennas. You can do different things. That
they don't come in
natural,
pink.
But, yeah. Some of them are like little spray things that you can spray on them.
Y'all, it's up to you, right? This is all up to you. You either get into the system, and you know, Stacy and I have been living off grid for 16, almost 17 years. Okay? We built this log cabin. We don't have any public utilities rolling in here. No public water with fluoride in it. You know, we're out here growing our own food and living a much healthier life, and you could just tell we're better for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the more you keep co-opting out your life, the more you're going to have to eat 3D printed meat, the more you're going to have to eat Z-bugs, the more you're going to have nothing and be happy. And that's the problem. Like, you got to really start grabbing hold of your freedom, like, for real.
Oh my gosh, I'm talking about bugs. I have some little, you know, younger chicks. They're not chicks anymore. They're kind of little adolescents now. So I've been giving them some mealworms. And because I've been keeping them in this little coop until I can get my other coop ready for them. So I've been giving them a lot of mealworms every day. So I had some of the mealworms, and then I had them in the back of my truck. And one of the Amish girls was in the back, and she was kidding with the girl in front and said, "Oh, here's what's for dinner." And I said, yeah, just wait.
Yeah.
But
just wait.
She left the lid off of it, and so a bunch of the mealworms fell out in the back of the truck. So I got them all up, but then I had this thing of water, and the water leaked.
Oh, no.
And who would have ever thought?
They come back alive.
No, they don't come back alive because they're like dehydrated. It smelled so bad.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was really stinky.
Oh, my God.
I wouldn't have thought they would have been stinky, but they were.
Yeah, I heard about Cracker Barrel. They got a woke person over there now, so they got to take the cracker off the barrel. You know what I mean, guys? This is all nonsense. They took Aunt Jemima, the most successful black woman in history, a business owner, bred up a multi-million-dollar company, and snatched her right off the label. I mean, y'all, this is for real. And what they're doing, just in case you don't track, if you're not understanding, is they're erasing the past, okay? That's why they target, during COVID, the nursing homes and the older people, and get your boosters and get your shots so you could die off, so then they don't have anyone to look for or to about the past, right? How good it was, what we did, how we stayed out till the street lights came on. You know what I mean? How we never even sat in the house and watched TV. We were always outside playing and riding our bikes. They don't want any of that stuff out there. They want kids on their computer screens. That's why I'm imploring you guys. Get your kids and your grandkids off of these computer screens. Do not let them carry their phones around, okay? Carrying the phone around is a huge problem. Look up sperm counts and how it affects your sperm counts. Look up colon cancer, how it's up 500% in the youth. Look up this stuff.
Yeah,
we're not making it up.
Yeah, all that.
And try to take a phone away from some kid. they will have a freaking meltdown because it literally is becoming a part of them.
Yeah.
It's becoming a part of them. You guys don't understand this stuff. Some of you do. But it's actually, these are non-native electromagnetic frequencies. Our bodies are electromagnetic frequencies, okay? The more you have this thing on your person, in your pocket, on your chest right here, on your hand, on your hip with your holders, the sicker and worse off it is for you. If you're wearing one of those Fitbits, dump it. Get rid of that thing. We cannot believe the amount of people wearing Fitbits, like especially older people.
Yeah, we look all the time. Now,
It
there's
blows
more
my
and more
mind.
people. Yeah, yeah.
Y'all,
and then, you know what I also heard?
earbuds. Do not wear earbuds. And don't, some of y'all might be having some Bluetooth hearing aids. Get rid of them. All that stuff is going to make you sick and give you brain cancer.
I heard that.
Allegedly.
Remember when they were talking to people who got the COVID thing?
Yeah, say the COVID jab. I'm saying it. Our last couple of videos have been pretty much demonetized, but I don't care, y'all. I want you to know about the Zionists. I want you to know that the people that you see over there in Israel are not really who you think they are. That's why they're bombing everybody. They're stealing the land. That's why Trump talks about making beachfront property over there. It's all a big joke with them. And they don't care if they wipe you out. They dance about it. They celebrate it.
So listen. So they were saying, I was listening, and when all this was going on, I remember it was like 50% of the people got the shot, then 60%. I heard overall now it's like 80% people have gotten it.
Y'all, that was a mass psychosis. That was a group think, big time brainwashing, mind control event. COVID was a mind control event. Mask up, get your shot. Stay 6 feet apart. Over and over drilled in your head. You guys got to know this for what it is. That was a total mind control exercise. And they did it right up. You guys need to look up MK Ultra. I'm dropping this stuff on you guys. If you got to rewind it and write it down, look this stuff up. Don't blow it off anymore. This stuff is for real. And they're doing it on a mass level. Big time. Look up Operation Paperclip. Why do they have rumors that Hitler actually died in Argentina? An old, happy, healthy man. Why did they bring all those dudes back here and put them into NASA and then all this other stuff? Why do they have MK Ultra program? Look this stuff up because it's all for real. Why did Robert Kennedy Jr.'s wife die of suicide? What are the statistics on women hanging themselves? And then what are statistics of women hanging themselves with children? Okay? All the people that you guys are seeing and that you're watching are all a big mess, man. And they are leading us to a place that by the time you wake up out of it, it's going to be too late.
Yeah, because I will say there's a lot of people who, you hear some of the stuff and it's like, no way, that can't happen because it's been bombarded in your brain your whole entire life. And then when you kind of get back and get objective and start like looking into it more and more and more, it makes total sense.
Man, y'all, I am not even fooling around. Like, this is water in my cup here, and our blue blockers are in the RV. We forgot them in the doggone RV. So by the time we had this thing
because we were in there for so long, but we got stranded. So like we got a lot of stuff in the RV now, and then so we're kind of going back and forth.
Of course, the pharmacist didn't take the jab because they know better. But you got to get it. Let them eat cake. Man, y'all, this is crazy. Crazy. Operation Bluebeam. Look this stuff up, y'all. Space Force. It's all psyops. NASA. We never landed on the moon. Get over it. There's no such thing. Even Elon Musk came out and said he would have to refuel his rocket some 4 or 5 times to even get there, y'all. And you watch the president pick up the phone and call those dudes on a landline. I mean, get over it. It's all psyops. They're lying to your face. We're not some globe spinning round and round, flying through the space out there with all these planets whirling around us, man. This is all a hoax. This is how twisted we are. We don't even know what reality is. And I'm just begging you guys to please do your homework. I had this talk at the meetup in Utah about the flat earth stuff. If you're watching tonight, come on, you guys. Seriously. They used to put it in the Bible that it was a flat earth. They'd draw a little picture of it and everything. But some of y'all think it just ends like a countertop, and it doesn't. And what about Antarctica? No one's ever been there except those high up people, and you can't go there. I mean, on and on this stuff goes, y'all. On and on and on and on and on. Buying a house. You got to buy a house, and then you got to pay the banker. Who are the bankers? 30 years to pay for that house, right? Maybe even 15. But by the time you put the numbers to it, you've paid like 4 times as much for what you bought the house for. Why do they do that? I don't even know if you know this or not. I'm going all over the place tonight, babe. We're booming on all cylinders. But back in the day, Christians would not charge Christians interest on loans. Did you know that? They wouldn't do it. If you have friends, if you're a Christian and you borrow the money, you're supposed to charge them interest. Okay, that's servitude, right? Usury. Okay, and that's what they used to do back in the day. But then in came these certain group of people, and they said, well, we're not Christians and we have a lot of money to lend you. And they started lending the money at interest, and the people would default, and they would take their house, take their land, take their land, take their land, take their land. And then the king was like, I'm losing all my land. And then they would kick them out. These are facts, and you guys can look this stuff up. Oh my gosh. What if you already have the real ID? I don't know. Go down there. You can go actually.
You can get rid of it.
Some places you can go back down there and tell them you don't want the real ID, but now it's too late. Like, already signed up. Don't do that. Stop complying, y'all. That's another thing.
Or don't volunteer until, you can just
stop
keep going
complying
and going.
till they kick in your door.
Yeah.
And then they threaten you with death. I'm actually going to go down with the fight. But just stop complying. Stop doing what they tell you to do. You're volunteering for all this stuff. Just like the jab, just like 6 feet apart, just like all that stuff. Just like wearing the mask. Me and Stacy never wore a mask. We went everywhere around, didn't wear a mask. We had our conference. We were hugging people. 2 people at that conference that year wore a mask out of the whole place. And one of them took it off because when they were in there, they felt so ridiculous and they took it off. And one person wore it all the way. Seriously.
Yeah, and there was like 300 people.
400 people.
There was less people than normal. That was when we were having it in Hannibal.
Oh my gosh, y'all. If you have never actively participated in your life before.
Well, I think you have to be.
Now is the time.
In your community. And all of this, we really have to start supporting our local farmers, in your local stores, small businesses, and say poo-poo to some of these bigger places, like Walmarts and things like that. Truly, we need to stay more micro in your communities. And support them, getting involved in your communities, knowing what's going on. Are they going to put an EMF or a 5G tower?
5G towers on schools, on water towers.
Look and see where they
next
are.
to the hospitals.
They're everywhere.
AI data centers are popping up, going to steal all your water. They were talking in St. Charles County. They were like, well, this is going to take a lot of water. And they were asking the guy they were going to put the land next to, can we come put a couple wells on your property? And he was like, well, maybe, yeah, because it's about the money, right? For the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil. And most of these people making decisions for you, I saw the old guy in St. Charles County who's probably been the old guy in charge for 25 years or something. They don't even know what the AI data centers are. And they're just going to bring them in because it might bring a couple shekels in their pocket. This is the problem. You know what I'm saying? This is the problem.
And then someone was asking about if I could use the core salt or the kosher salt for ferments. Yeah, you can do that. Just when let's say, here's your ferment, your vegetables are in there, and then in another jar, you're going to put your, water in there and then just mix it up really good. If you even don't put ice cold water or anything in there, if it's like room temperature or however, you can just stir it up, stir it up, stir it up. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll put a lid on and shake it, and then that way pour it over, just as long as it's dissolved. And if it doesn't dissolve, it'll still work. It will still work. And then
that's how they do it. They trick you into doing this stuff. You guys have got to pay attention like you never have before. when you go renew your driver's license or whatever, just become like the Amish. Like in most places, if you live kind of rural, you could drive a tractor or one of them gators around with no driver's license. So who needs it, right? It's just going to limit some of your mobility. But if you want to be free, you're gonna have to learn these workarounds, right? I'm gonna do a video coming up about the craziest Amish people I ever saw, and I've seen them all. And they actually drive tractors. He said, I drove a tractor 70 miles one way to go to someplace. And they got no license, no nothing. They can drive the tractor anywhere. That's a workaround. Those gators, a lot of places, a lot of states, you don't even need license plates. You just got to have a placard on the back, the triangle placard. You can drive them anywhere, right? So there's going to be workarounds. Get yourself a bicycle, you know what I mean? But their whole thing is to limit your mobility and to drain your wallet. That's why all your prices are so high. That's why your dollar's not buying stuff. That's why they're keeping the interest rates high. That's why he's charging tariffs and still collecting taxes, y'all. Back in the day, go look this stuff up, we did not have income tax. That happened after World War II. Before then, it was just, if you wanted to have a war, you had to sell war bonds, okay? And they weren't in our pockets all the time. And they had tariffs paying for the common good or whatever you want to call it. But now we know all they do is steal our money and send it to Ukraine. That guy who cross-dresses and is a cokehead, go look this stuff up. He was on their TV shows over there looking like a clown. And now he's holding no elections and he's the man in charge. And then Trump stands there with those two other dudes. With Marcone, whose wife or husband is a wife, right? Dresses like a woman. And then that dude, right? Y'all, we are in some deepest doo-doo you could ever imagine. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. That's why I talk about it. Because I'm studying this stuff, objectively looking at it. And once I see all this stuff, I can't unsee it. And that's why I'm trying to bring it to your attention. So you can maybe look at it yourself with an objective mind. Your mind's like a parachute. It doesn't open. If it's not open, it won't work. This is all for real. Look this stuff up. I challenge you to look this stuff up and come back to the live show next week and let me know what you found.
And Bart says, can someone explain the title? You must be late, Bart.
Yeah, you got to look at the beginning of the video. We talked about it right away. Maybe I'll just do it again right now.
We'll watch it one more time. And yes, everyone, that is me.
It is her.
I had darker hair before my hair got gray. I was younger, all those things. But that is me.
They snatched a video from some time ago since we're, on-air personalities or whatever. This is Crazy Train.
If you don't match at least 4 numbers on your next Powerball ticket, I'll personally give you my brand new Ford F-250 King Ranch and an extra $20,000 in cash.
And we don't even have a black F-250.
AI that went viral for predicting winning numbers, and guess what? I hit 4 jackpots in just 1 month. The best part is any American can use this lottery gap. This might sound ridiculous, but give me just 15 seconds to explain. A lot of people still don't know this.
If you want to watch the whole thing, just watch the beginning of the video, y'all. But the AI is getting better and better with the voice and the lips and the movement. You guys got to be careful out here, man. This is some creepy stuff.
That's why, we really, everyone is watching everything on the internet and thinking that it's all real. When you're watching a lot of this stuff, you have to be so careful.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Crazy train. Phew.
Yep.
And the food is already contaminated. They contaminate it with words that you cannot even pronounce. That's been going on for a long time, okay? And it's just to make you sick. Y'all. I'm kind of tired, but I'm just telling you guys. This whole system, believe it or not, is geared to make you sick and lethargic. I also heard, I was doing some study about beer. They used to make beer with all the herbs. They didn't use hops. The only reason why they switched to hops is because they noticed that the hops actually took the fire out of man.
Yeah, because it's estrogenic.
Yeah. So the man became soy boy, okay? And he wouldn't stand up for himself. And then they just monetized it and then made all the beer that way. Back in the day, they literally, go look this stuff up. They made beer out of the herbs from the forest. And then now they're spraying glyphosate up in Canada all over the forest. Y'all, This Roundup stuff, nobody's held accountable, right? How long have we been hearing about Roundup and how much cancer it causes? And they still spray glyphosate all over these crops, all over the place.
They killed my dad.
Glyphosate killed her dad.
Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Yeah, and then killed him in the hospital. Dang, y'all, tonight is for real.
So so here's the thing, we really have to stay more local in your communities. Like I say, shopping very, very, very micro, supporting your local farmers, growing your own food, getting to be neighborly with your neighbors, maybe that you don't know, getting more involved in your politics in your community. And then they're talking about some kind, even in September, middle of September, that there could be like these, not blackouts, but with
rolling blackouts, for real. Believe it, they're already having some.
So being prepared is so important. If you guys aren't already ready, you have a way to heat your house. Do you have a way to? We talk about those little propane My Buddy heaters if you need those. What if you need a fire? Do you have a stove? Possibly. Do you have wood? Do you have candles like beeswax candles? See, this is my favorite one. The 9-inch one, but we have all different sizes of unrefined beeswax candles, no toxins in these whatsoever. Beeswax candles, if you need light, do you have headlamps? Do you have food that can last for a while? If you can't go and buy anything because everything's run on computers, what are you going to do? You have ways that you can charge things. Maybe you have a solar generator. I mean, who knows? You guys, we talk about this. We've talked about it for years and years and years and years and years.
What happened when we had the flood a little bit ago? What'd they say? You just told me that story the other day. They had the Serve Pro come in and clean up their place. And we had that real quick rain that flooded their backyards and stuff. And what'd she say about the fields?
Oh, yeah. So just around the corner, actually, we were stranded. We were in North Carolina at the time. We got 9 inches of rain in just a few hours here. And one of our neighbors around the corner, she kind of backs up to like runoffs. And then I guess the Surf Pro people who come and do, the catastrophe work, when they come with flooding and things, all the water had come up into the basement level, which was her like family room. And they said, and it had come up like this much. And she says in all of her 50 years of living there, they had never had that ever happen with the water. It maybe come up a little bit, but not so much. But I think she said there might've been like 13 farm fields or something that ran into that area. And he says, ma'am, we really need to take care of this because there's a lot of poisons and toxins in the water, because they had just got done spraying a bunch of glyphosate and some other chemicals that she listed. I don't know what they were on the fields, as well as, everything else that they're doing. So they were very concerned about that. And so they had to really come in and clean everything out there. And I was like, whoa.
Everybody does not have apps, because we have the university.offgridwithdouganstacy.com, and we actually refused to get the apps to make it convenient for you on your little phone. Okay. So if you join the university.offgridwithdouganstacy.com, we got some hard hitting information in there, and there's no apps. You have to log in on your computer or phone every time you show up. It's, we got the servers. No one can kick us off of it. We can talk about whatever we want. I have the Clinton Chronicles there. Another joke, right? And that, what was her name? The sexual relations. Monica Lewinsky is part of MK Ultra. Okay. Go look up her parents. Go look this stuff up. All that was just to bring sex into the White House and then plaster it in your face.
Well, it's been in there forever.
And to drag it out and drag it out and drag it out, so it degraded your mind and your kid's mind. And that's where we're at, y'all. This stuff is crazy. Roosevelt was a big liar. Like, all he did was lie. His staff was all the time all these people that you think are good people. Henry Ford was in the MK Ultra stuff with people, like he was abusing people. On and on this list goes. It's all legit 100. That's why they're not elected. Even Trump told you it's all rigged. It's all rigged. But they're selected. They're not elected. And that's why they shot Reagan, right? Who was Reagan's vice president? You guys remember? Who was Reagan's vice president? Write it down. Who was Reagan's vice president? Come on, I'm waiting here. Bush. That's right. The CIA operative who talked about the New World Order like it was going out of style. Okay? That's why they shot Reagan. And they say after that, that was a MK Ultra psyops too on him, that his whole thing went to poo-poo after that. And then Bush took off, and then he became president, and then his little mealy-mouthed son became president. And then we got all these years of Bush, all these years of Clinton. The Clintons are the biggest bad people on the planet, y'all. They got a trail of dead bodies behind them. They actually set off the offshore. Go look this stuff up. Man, I have all this. I do so much homework. The Clintons, actually, they set up offshore drilling so they could land cocaine planes and helicopters, not planes, so they could land the helicopters on the helipads there and bring cocaine into this place. In
Branson, Missouri.
Bill Clinton's brother was a huge cokehead. I mean, y'all, we are set up like nobody's business. That's why it's time we got to take this stuff back. Ross Perot, right? He was a pretty good chance, but they actually threatened Bush, threatened his family, and told him he best just withdraw from this stuff or there's going to be problems with his family. You can go look this stuff up. And I'll see you next week. Go fact check it. It's out there for you to find. Dang, y'all. Woo! It's wild out here. Seth Rich. That guy, too, was a nice patriot, wore the patriot clothes and socks and loved America. And they snuffed him out because he was going to leak the DNC stuff. They have a trail of bodies. What about Obama's chef who just mysteriously drowned it? Y'all, That's why every Monday night at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time is lit when you come to Off Grid with Doug and Stacy. We don't just talk about living off grid like the Amish and showing you all of our tips and tricks like we used to do, but we're talking about this non-governmental invasive people in your life, right? These liars and cheats who are all just lining their pockets. Did you guys even know that Nancy Pelosi, there's dudes who created an app on the internet and they go and follow whatever Nancy Pelosi does on stocks. And that thing is up like 150% because she is dirty and is always doing things behind the scenes and becoming a mega millionaire. How come all these people that run our lives, so to speak, are all mega millionaires? I mean, what is this? That is not how the forefathers set this up, man. We're supposed to be landowners and we're supposed to do our little business in DC and then go home. That's what they used to do. They didn't post up there. They didn't do all-nighters. They didn't cram bills like this thick through within 24 hours and nobody read it, so because we have to pass the bill to know what's in it. I mean, golly, y'all. 9/11 was an inside job, total scam. So you hate Muslims, okay? And also so they could get rid of some evidence. Building 7, go look it up. There was never a plane hit the Pentagon. Go look it up. There's no evidence of a plane ever hitting the Pentagon. None. Zero. Nada. Go look this stuff up. It's all a scam. And then weapons of mass destruction, scam. World War II, a lot of people don't know this. Man, I'm rolling tonight, baby. Don't interrupt. In World War II, do you guys even know we were squeezing Japan's head off? Japan was the China of the day. They were a superpower. They were doing their thing. They were kicking butt and taking names. And America didn't like that. So we started cutting off their oil. We started cutting off their lifelines. We started cutting everything off. Everything off. And they knew that Japan was going to do that. They had to let that happen in Pearl Harbor so we would then enter into World War II. Holy smokes, go look this stuff up. And talk about population control. How many young men died for no reason on the beaches in Normandy and all over the place because of World War II? Y'all, truth bombs in here tonight. If you can't handle the truth, you got the wrong channel. Yeah, you could go Amish. That's right. You certainly could. When the COVID came out, the Amish told them to stick it. They said, we're not doing no jabs. If you English people want to get jabs, you can jab yourself 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, however many times. But we're not doing it. And that's what you got to do. You got to reclaim your sovereignty. You can't just go along to get along anymore, or it's going to cost you your life. Straight up. Straight up. Doug, do you do all your research on the internet? No, I read books. I like old books. I do a lot of old books. Okay, just like I dug up and found those New York Times articles, right? You can go back to the New York Times and actually archived all kinds of newspapers from back in the day. And you can go read them for yourself. Don't believe anything that I say. Here's another like cool book I got.
Can you see back there? What are you looking for?
I got cool books.
Which one?
Oh.
Well, it may not be there. It might be in the back. We have like bookshelves everywhere. It could be in the back room. It can be next door.
A lot of them don't even know about the Armenian genocide. No one talks about that. Why do we always got to talk about the Jews and their fake Holocaust? Why can't we talk about the Armenians and how the Turks massacred them and how America will never recognize that? Even though they try to say it, no one wants to recognize it. How come we can't ever talk about that? How come we can't talk about the Indians? Why don't we talk about the Japanese internment camps? How come nobody ever talks about that?
On Angel Island. Yeah.
It's always the poor Jews, the poor Jews. Because it's a psyops. That's why. All right, hold on now. Where is my newspaper book?
I have no idea.
Dang it.
Norma's been to Armenia. Wasn't it cool, Norma?
Well, somewhere around here, y'all, I actually have a book that has like all the old newspaper clippings in it. So that, you know, I have books, man. I love books. You got to go back to the old books. You're lit tonight, Doug. You ain't lying, man. I'm like, I was tired. And when I was coming over here, I was told Stacy, man, I'm tired.
So Patty wants to know, what is the name of the silver you use from Only? It's the Only Cleanse. Cleanse, like you're cleansing yourself, but it's the Only Cleanse.
What about the Bolsheviks? Here, what about this? You guys don't, you know, this is the problem, okay? The narrative is so shoved down your face at school and from your parents who believe they landed on the moon and all this other stuff. You don't even know about this stuff, okay? I'm going to share with you right now. I'm just going to get, this video is going to get zapped. But I'm going to do it, man, because I have no fear.
You need to be
I have no fear, okay? That's why I got university.offgridwithdougendstacy.com. So if I get zapped here, you guys can go there and learn from us, and we can hang out and do our own thing. But I'm going to show you guys. I'm telling you right now, this is for real stuff, y'all. You don't know about this stuff. All right. The Khazir, okay? This is the mafia, the Khazarian mafia, okay? Go look this stuff up. This is their nationality. Zionism is their political ideology. Communism is their rule of law. And Satanism is their religion, okay? I'll read to you what it says, right? Because a lot of people don't know about this and Bolsheviks and stuff, right? And they think that they're seeing people that they're not. The Bolsheviks were actually created and deployed by the Khazarian mafia. Y'all look this stuff up. It'll blow your mind, okay? As an essential part of their long-planned revenge on the Russia Tsar. Now you guys know why they're trying to take out Russia. Now, you know, now it makes sense, okay? Because these people, this is a very long game, okay? Very long game, right? They do not just come up with this stuff and, oh, Russia, let's get Russia. This is a very long game. And they're out to take Russia down, this Khazaria, all right? Ooh, it's dropping big ones. Everyone's giving me that heart. Here we go, baby. 100, 100. All right, the Russian Tsar and the innocent Russian people for breaking up the Khazaria in about 100 AD. See, you don't look back that far. Go look back that far. For it represented robbery, murder, and identity theft of travelers from countries surrounding Khazaria. This little-known fact explains the extreme violence taken out on Russia as a long-standing revenge by the Rothschilds-controlled Khazarian mafia. Go look this stuff up. You're only going to hear this stuff at Off Grid with Doug and Stacy because I have no fear. I really don't. And I'm on record for saying Even though they'll demonetize my videos, they're just going to let them go. They want all the information out there. If you have ears to hear, you should hear. And if you don't, you won't, right? And when you're ready to learn, the teacher will appear. That's why my last couple videos were a little bit too much for people, because they can't understand it. They've been told about World War II and the internment camps, and Hitler was out race baiting everybody and wanting to wipe them out. And that's not the truth.
Well,
it's lit tonight.
Kathy says, where did you find the hypochlorous for the infection on Doug's thumb?
TMHW.net.
Yeah. So
TMHW.net. I moved a bunch of sheep today and cut my hand. I sprayed some of that on there. But I gotta put some more on there.
It's just great because, you know, you just spray it on there. It's so easy. It doesn't sting or anything. And it works out great. And it's very safe thing to help, you know, if you're in a hurry. Or
I moved 5 sheep today. Listen to this, y'all. It was so much fun. When I got a bunch of sheep like that and I want them butchered, I take them over to my Amish folks. And I dropped off the sheep over there. And there was a couple English dudes in there because I guess, you know, they're trying to sell the butcher there, the building and the house and everything. And then they're going to keep the butcher open. And one of the Amish kids who owned it with his dad, he wants to stay working there. So he was in there and I saw a couple English people. And I was like, what are you doing? Training in some new guys? Ha ha ha, you know. So I dropped off my sheep and I told them, like, we don't do shots in the head. I had to remind them. I always remind them. We only do the neck. You know what I'm saying? So look into that too. Do your homework. And when I left, Stacy said, you know, we were doing our thing. And I guess he called to see how we wanted the meat laid out. And he said, that guy who's buying the butcher in the house there, he said, is that Doug? I've been following them for years. And he couldn't believe we actually lived in the neighborhood where he was looking to get his stuff, right? We've had a bunch of, like a couple fluke things like that where people actually just moved to the area and then bumped into us and then we're like, OMG. Yeah. Good stuff. If you're on our email list too, we got some news coming up. Maybe there's an 11-acre farmstead for rent. Okay, all fully ready to go, operational. All you got to do is show up. I think it's like $800 a month, and you could have rainwater, solar power, you know, heat with wood. You don't have to spend all your money on infrastructure. It's pretty much turnkey, ready to roll. If you're interested too, you could email me at growinginfaithfarm@gmail.com, and maybe, you know, you could get some of that, right? It's 11 acres. I think the front part of it they want to use for, like, you know, their own personal thing, but it's no big deal. It won't be intrusive on you. And then you got a little bit of grass to mow around the place, and that's it. And then you got root cellar, solar power, rainwater catchment. You know, you can grow your own food. All the gardening area is for you and your disposal. Apple trees, you can have all the apples. So if you're interested in that, it's in Missouri right here around us. You can be part of our team if you're a worker. If you're not, we'll just leave you alone and you can stay in your little place. But it's growinginfaithfarm@gmail.com. Or if you're on the email list, there'll be more information to follow as soon as I find out more about when it's going to actually open up. I heard it was supposed to be by the end of the year, but we'll see.
Yeah, and then again with the hypochlorous, it's tmhw.net if you want for the infection.
And yeah, you got to be well-bodied and able to fend for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, we're not being ridiculous here. We're just being honest. Like, you can't come here and you have trouble walking, or you can't lift heavy things. I mean, this is a, you know, this place is a working place, so it's going to take you to be working. Okay. All right. Good times. James Homestead said, shop with Off-Grid with Doug and Stacy. That's right. Forget Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. We're kind of local to you guys because you know us. And we all, lots of tender loving care goes into our stuff.
God was not black. Why are we even talking about silly stuff like that? Jesus wasn't white neither. And he didn't have blonde flowing hair or blue eyes. That's another psyops by the Catholic Roman Church. All roads lead to Rome. And they do that on purpose. Why is there a woman next to Jesus? You don't even know that. In the Last Supper picture, why is there a woman next to Jesus? But you don't know that because you've been lied to, y'all. And you don't want me to tell you. Because if you think I was dropping some stuff on you right before.
So
You won't like this.
Curtis wants to know what to use to worm. Like my dog, what Molly gets in her food every day is pumpkin seeds. And then I put them in like a little baggie and I smash them up. And she gets a couple tablespoons of pumpkin seeds. She's a bigger dog. If you had a littler dog, and that's what I do to prevent it, because there's something in it when it goes through the digestive tract, doesn't like the parasites, and then it just pushes them right out. So that's what she's been on for a long time. And I make her food.
Y'all, we don't do the vet. We don't do shots. We don't do none of their garbage. We don't feed kibble. Kibble is killing your canine and your pets. Okay? They're not made to eat that stuff. I don't care how healthy they try to portray it. It's definitely death food. And that's why dogs at an alarming rate are getting cancers and sick and die suddenly and all this stuff.
Well, dogs are getting the same diseases that humans are getting. They're getting overweight. They're getting diabetes. They're getting...
Kathy, you may have known it, but you don't know why. And why were they sitting down at chairs? They didn't have chairs in the 1st century. They would sit on the ground to eat food, and they would lean to the side. All right? Man, y'all, come on. There's no say about Jesus with blue eyes and blonde hair. That might be the Protestant Catholics. Doug, no. There is no say. No, what there is say about is how he had hair that was Brillo, like a lamb's wool, okay? Which is hood talk for Afro, okay?
But it could just be curly, but a lot of people have curly
Middle
hair.
Easterns are dark-skinned and have rough hair mostly, okay? You got to just look this stuff up.
Yeah, see, Wendy is talking about, she said, look into the orphan train movement, 1854 to 1928.
Right, and the Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yes. Where do you think that came from?
Come on, y'all. We're going to be dropping them. Boof, 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 boof. And that's what they do. They kill off the adults. They take the kids, reprogram them, and then up comes the next generation. That's why you don't know about Tartaria, right? And all this ancient civilizations that were far more advanced than you could ever know. Man, this is wild tonight, boy. Why did Harrison Ford go and get the Ark of the Covenant from Egypt? I mean, y'all, this stuff is wild, okay? Come on. Smash that thumbs up, please, if you like the truth. Also, get some medicinal teas. Stacy's going to teach you guys in a video coming up, especially in the university, about using our medicinal teas. Okay, because they're all very good, organic, hand-picked, all the stuff we got. You can make tinctures with, okay? Medicinal teas are here. And we have the copper mugs and all that stuff. So if you like what we're doing here, if you like to talk, we talk. Some of you didn't because we went down to 3,800. But support what we're doing. We never ask you for money, but we love to exchange good products that do you good and help your family along. And that's what we like to do. All right. Man, this tonight was fun, guys. I really had a good time talking about it.
Some people wanted to see Molly. I hope she's okay. Let's see how she is.
Oh, she should be outside chilling.
Well, it's kind of, she might be out doing something bad.
No, she doesn't do bad things. She's a good girl.
Oh, come here.
I'm done smashing that at the beginning already. Thanks, Christina. You're all right.
No, she'll be out doing.
All right. There's no painter at the Last Supper. That's right. And there was nobody walking around writing notes either. That's why you got that stuff 3, 4, 5, 600 years later. Where is she? I heard her jingling.
No, that wasn't her.
Yeah, I heard her chain.
Where?
I heard it.
Molly!
Come here, girl.
Molly, come here.
Come on, girl.
No, she's out catching a raccoon.
Oh, she's out patrolling, y'all.
Yeah, we might not see her all night now. On these cool nights, it's crazy. She's like a little teenager because it's been so hot. She just lays around. And then now the weather has gotten so much cooler. It's like 50 degrees at night. And so she'll be out all night.
Listen.
And then she'll sleep all day like a teenager.
Who's the guy who supposedly shot Kennedy, right? That dude's in the CIA. Did you guys know Charlie Manson was in the CIA? Oh, we're getting deep now, man. They broke out with him because he had to make a little deal. So they killed Summer of Love. We was having too many babies, and they're into population control. And as soon as that happened, all of a sudden, Summer of Love was over. Look this stuff up. Don't believe anything that I say.
Well, C.E. Harp says, got my teas. What's the hibiscus tea good for?
Ooh,
so
so
hibiscus
good.
is good for your blood vessels. It's very high. It is the highest, like in vitamin C. It's good. It helps. There's a lot of testimonies. It's great for the blood pressure. It's very very hydrating for your skin health, and so it's a pretty neat tea, and it makes it a tremendous, especially in the summer if you want an iced tea. I really enjoy, like, I don't drink a lot of teas, cold teas. That is my tea of choice that I like for like a cold tea. It's delicious. And then you can sweeten it or not sweeten it. And it kind of has a little tartness to it. It's really good. And it's beautiful.
Denise is drinking her Missouri tea right now. Yeah, y'all. So the company that we have is called the Missouri Tea Company because we do everything legit. We don't want any problems. So we started the Missouri Tea Company, and we're going to have all kinds of health stuff there for you. Like everything. Our candles, like, dang, I didn't see you slip that in. This is our 9-inch. All honey wax, all unadulterated beeswax. Yeah, from bees, right? With 100% cotton wick, so you don't have to have any paraffins or any kind of sickly stuff or smells or anything. This is all natural. It actually
unrefined beeswax, is it?
It purifies your air. We pour these ourselves right here. Okay? It purifies your air. We've had people with breathing problems and all these other things send our testimonials in. I'm trying to work on our Google page so you guys could leave reviews and stuff, but I haven't got there that far yet. Our mullein tea is good for your respiratory. We have people with, what's it called? OCPD. COPD, right? And they actually said that thing is mullein tea is helping them with their COPD.
Yeah, a lot of people with asthma. We've had like tons of testimonies on that with the mullein.
Our dandelion tea is great for your digestion and for detoxing. It has root in it too.
And then Brian wants to know, is the chocolate tea caffeine free? So
yes,
it is
no caffeine.
It has no caffeine, but it has like kind of the same effects as caffeine.
Yeah, kind of perks you up. It's a mood enhancer because it's rich in.
Hold on, theobromine. And just make sure, like some people might be affected. Like if you eat chocolate and it keeps you up, I wouldn't drink it at night, but there's a ton of people, like he could drink it at night. There's a ton of people.
I don't drink it at night.
He likes it in the morning.
I like to rest and digest at night. That's what you drink from us. After you've had your dinner and you're getting ready to wind down for bed, you drink the rest and digest tea. Now, where's this? I didn't even talk about this, y'all. Come on. You guys, if you don't have stitches in your, in your cabinet, okay? This is herbal stitches. This is a blend of herbs that we put together ourselves. And it comes in this little bottle. And if you get cut and you think you need stitches, you actually just start dry packing that in. And then you make sure it stays in there, and you will be amazed how your wound heals up.
We've used it on some pretty good little cuts, and it works great. You just keep packing it in there.
Big cuts.
Yeah. But I was finishing until you interrupted me. The chocolate
I never
tea,
do that. Stop that. I never do that.
The chocolate tea is it doesn't give you the jitters. You don't have that crash like with coffee. It's kind of like a smooth kind of pick me up. And a lot of times, a lot of people will use that in a coffee press or put it in your coffee maker. So you can, chocolate and coffee go good together too. So that's an option there as well. But we love the chocolate tea. That's like his absolute favorite one.
I like that in the morning.
Yeah.
So here, where's the crybaby? Mammy says advertising sigh. I don't know what that means, but yeah, we talk about the things that we sell because if you don't sell them, then why you got them, right? We're not here collecting stuff, and we want to try to get it out to you guys. And then somebody asked if I used the Strong's so I could check out the Greek. One of the things in my biblical studies that kind of rubbed me the wrong way is why the heck are you trying to get the Greeks to tell you about the Jews and the Hebrews? Don't you just think about that for a hot second, okay? Why are you using Greek transcripts? The Jews are actually on record saying, because back then, they didn't go around speaking other languages. They didn't mingle around in the first century. Like they were to themselves, you know what I mean? And that's why Rome didn't like them because they had their Messiah and the dudes, all the ones that they had were always talking rebellion and stuff. So that's why they squashed them. But listen up. Why are you going with Greek transcripts to try to learn about what Jew people do? That on its face right there was a red flag to me. Okay? A red flag. And a lot of you guys, maybe some of you know, But what's a Hellenistic Jew? Have you ever looked that up? Have you even heard that term before, a Hellenistic Jew? So you got homework to do. You feel me? You got to rewind this video. You got to write these things down, and you got a whole week to come back here and try to say what you found. Okay? What is a Hellenistic Jew? Why was Paul hanging out in every pagan port city? Why was that? It's very interesting to me. I always thought that's very interesting. It's very interesting.
Well,
why don't you go to the Jews to learn about Jewish stuff? Very interesting to me. It was just very interesting to me. Hopefully it's interesting to you.
so the Happy Meat Farm Rios,
Sometimes, Matt.
her and her friend are coming to the retreat.
Excellent.
The conference. That's good. And then
They didn't evangelize. They don't evangelize today. They didn't evangelize in the first century. That's not what they do. You go to the synagogue and tell them you want to become Jewish and watch them look at you and tell you to scram out of here. They don't go door knocking like Jehovah's Witnesses and all this stuff. It's not what they do. Dang, y'all, come on.
someone was talking about for prostate health. So you guys can look into, just do your research on a lot of the stuff. Look into stinging nettle.
Yeah.
As well. You can get teas, there's tinctures, there's different things. You can look into stinging nettle. Same thing, things higher in selenium is very important, like Brazil nuts, pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are just an incredible force to be reckoned with for the dogs, for humans. They're incredible. So I like to sprinkle them on our salads. I'll just have a handful for a snack. Put them in like if I make a trail mix. So I really love the pumpkin seeds. They're really good. Even like sardines are super powerhouse. They're loaded in selenium as well, and a lot of really good vitamins along with that.
We did so many videos on cooking with sardines, and y'all always turned your nose up at them. You poo-pooed them.
Well, in my
people don't like the sardines.
no, there's a lot of people who do.
I know, but remember
like,
we were out there on the grill, y'all. Back if you're OG Homestead homies, we had the barbecue grill out here on the side of the house before we even had a deck or anything, man. And Stacy was out there doing the sardines and stuff, and they were like, I don't know if I like some sardines.
Yeah, in my recipe book, my first book that I did that has recipes in it, there is like a nice section on recipes for sardines. And actually, they're very good. They're very good.
Yeah, we like
and
the
they're
sardines.
cheap. It's a good, and then that's a great survival food. Stock up every time you go. Just get a nice handful of sardines because you can heat them up, you can mash them up, you can use them in tacos, you can make like fish tacos with them. I put them, on a pizza. They're great in eggs. They're great, like if you make linguine with clam sauce, you could do linguine with sardine sauce. You can do that with sardines and have that in there. I mean, you can just do so much, but they're really good with eggs. I like them with eggs.
And I was trying to say, before I was interrupted, no, I'm just kidding. But oh my gosh, come on now.
See, you forgot.
I did too.
Too bad.
Hold on.
Oh, well.
I'm gonna have it.
Yeah, Peggy says the mullet tea is awesome. I have COPD,
Oh.
and if I have any issues, I just drink some of this.
Yes, and the Jews are on record as saying that, even especially back in the day, that they would rather eat swine, which is a big deal because that's unkosher, right? They'd rather eat swine than to let their children read and write in Greek. Okay, that was a big deal, y'all. Go look this stuff up.
Cheryl says she bought the Rest and Digest a year ago and haven't used it yet. Is it still good? I
Yeah.
got the chocolate tea and it was gone in a month. Yeah, chocolate tea is sweet.
Chocolate tea.
It is sweet.
Hey, you dropped some
you have
maple.
to put some maple syrup. It is really good.
No, Abraham was not a Jew.
But the Rest and Digest, you need to. It's just going to lose effectiveness as it gets older. It'll still be good after a year. It might be quite as flavorful as it was a year earlier.
If you drop some maple syrup into the chocolate tea, just a dab of maple syrup, oh my gee, y'all, you probably will quit. You'll probably quit drinking coffee. It's so good. It's like drinking a candy bar. Oh my gosh.
Okay. We have to.
Man, what is it? 83 minutes, man. We always give it to you guys.
We gotta get going a little bit.
Stacy's got to close the chicken coop up. We had a great talk tonight. Be careful out there on the internet, y'all, because now this AI stuff's getting worse and worse. They're stealing our likeness.
So if you guys see me trying to,
give away our truck and $20,000,
kind of stuff.
And that's sad because we've actually gave away a truck here on our channel. Who does that? Name a channel that you guys have watched that gave away an F-150, because we did that. And we gave away cash. We've had meetups where we give away cash. And we have meetups where we take you guys out. We have pizza and we go hang out and have a great time. I don't watch anybody on YouTube that does that. It's mostly take. And that's not us. We're give, right? That's why we even do this stuff.
Charles doesn't like sardines.
I know a lot of people don't, but they're good. And especially now, did you guys see they got lab-grown salmon coming out now in your restaurants?
It's lab-grown. Going to be a lab-grown
It's lab-grown everything, but the salmon is already hitting the restaurants, y'all. You got to be so careful out there.
So that's the thing. You guys got to start thinking now. What are you going to do if they start putting MNRA
They're doing
in
it.
all your vegetables?
They're
and
putting
all
it
that?
in lettuce. They're putting it in this and that. They're jabbing your animals with it.
So here's the thing too. Like I always say, I really, if you grow things in your garden, like I like to do my sauerkraut, fermented things I make in my jars, from a lot of stuff I grow or from farmers markets or different people that that grow. As well as, we talk about our friends at Barefoot Microgreens who has the do microgreens. You can get a whole microgreen kit where you can grow your own microgreens, and then that way you'll have greens and you know where they came from, and you can do that anywhere.
Yes, open-minded. We ship to the UK. It's going to be expensive. That's not our fault. The shipping is going to be expensive, but we ship around the whole place. One time we sent some stuff to this little bitty island.
Borneo or somewhere.
Yes.
It was in
Borneo. It was
Borneo.
so far away, man. We were trying to track that stuff.
Oh, I was at the post office.
My
This is
gosh.
so funny. And we were trying to route it and look and see.
she couldn't even find it.
We were trying to go here, to go there, and she says, well, I hope maybe we can get it to here. And the thing is we got it and it went all the way to the Maine, but then it had to go to this other teeny island, and it went all the way to Borneo, and they ended up sending the darn thing all the way back because it just didn't go like a little bit farther.
It was crazy, y'all.
Yeah.
Make sure you type in your address correctly. You put all your punctuations in and everything else. But we do ship global if you can handle the shipping. That's not on us. That's just how they do it. All right. So dang, y'all, do all your deep diving this week. I gave you some great things to think about and to look up. Okay. Please do your homework. Your life depends on it. Quit going along to get along. Right? I mean, you're going to alienate yourself from some people, and that's okay. I'm just telling you, when you start finding this stuff out and you're like, OMG, and then you try to share it with somebody, they're going to be like tuning you out because they don't want to hear it, because everyone's kind of in their little comfort zone. They do their little same old thing all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, how come Christians go to church on Sunday, but Jesus was a Jew, supposedly, so he would have been keeping the Shabbat on Saturday? Why is that? And then you trace it back to Constantine, right? So we let some dude split up the thing, and Sunday is the day the pagans worship the sun. On and on and on this story goes, okay? I'm just here to put it in there so you can hear it.
Just don't take things at face value. Always learn. Always try to learn.
Please don't.
Just keep looking. So,
please don't.
You guys have a beautiful evening, right? And
Saturn day, every day of the moon day, every day of our week was made after pagan stuff. It just is. There's just no getting around it. And you don't even know what day it actually is. What about those apples? They have changed the calendar. They've taken days out of the calendar. You don't even know what's up.
There was 13 months in the year.
That's right, man. So everything, your whole life has been a psyops. So that's why you got to live each day to the fullest. That's why it's the present, okay? You can't change the past. You can't do nothing about the future except protest some. But that's why you live every day to the fullest, right? Let your light shine, okay?
Let it shine to the whole world.
That's right.
And Deanna says, my grandson had 2 bee stings yesterday, one on his neck and finger. I put bentonite clay mixed with apple cider vinegar on it, and he didn't have any effects afterwards. No pain at all.
That's good. Apple cider vinegar is the bomb, y'all. And if you guys email us, there's 11 acres, apple trees. You can make your own apple cider vinegar.
And, yeah. And then if you wanted some remedy ideas, I do have a remedy book. So if you go to offgridwithdougandstacy.com, you can find it there. And there's lots of good recipes. Apple cider vinegar's in there.
And I'll close on this note.
And I wasn't done.
Go ahead.
Apple cider vinegar, bentonite clay uses, so honey uses. So there's just common things you have in your house. So if anybody wants some remedy ideas, always start collecting your books. Books are really, really important. In this day and age, we need books, because they're trying to erase history.
All right, so listen up. King James hated Christians. Did you guys know that? He actually killed them. Go look this stuff up. Okay? The Schofield Bible was commissioned by the Rothschilds. Oh my gosh, y'all. And those are two of the major books that everyone clings to. Okay? You got homework to do. And don't ever say you never heard this stuff because I just told it to you. Now it's up to you to do what you got to do. But just know those are the facts and go look it up. See you guys next week. Stay vigilant and remember the most capable hand is at the end of your wrist.
And if you see a video of me doing it that way, it's not me. But it really is me, but they AI'd me.
All right, y'all. We'll see you on the next one.
We'll see you guys.
Oh, I'm on the wrong thing here. Oh. My gosh. This is our little place right here. It's under about 600 something square feet. There's our little couch with a buffalo skin. There's our coffee table, our Amish rocker. We got two more over at the Learning Center. There's Stacy's hanging plants. That's where I hang my hat. We got some baskets and where we put our shoes. There's our wood floor. There's a little tour on the way out, right? This is our wood stove that we heat with, that we make our water hot with. There's on the back of here is the water reservoir. I'm going to do a video coming up about the best little wood stove you could get. It's called the Kitchen Queen. I'll give you guys a discount code. Here's our little shelves up here that I built. This is actually from the logs of the log cabin that I built myself right here. And I actually shaved them down. And then I made these little shelves, and Stacy, you know, has been cramped on them for all these years. Yep. And we got our little, we use all this natural stuff, clay pottery to eat out of, and stainless steel. Okay, we got copper mug there, some more books right there. Stacy's written books too if you guys want fermenting books, or if you want like a herbal or remedy book where she's got all of her remedies. There's her little saying right there because she is getting a few wrinkles these days. There's our cuckoo clock. It is dark in here. Yep. This is just how you live, y'all, when you don't live with these LED lights and stuff. Now, our circadian rhythms are on point. We can go to bed, get a good night's sleep. There's our bookshelf with some of the stuff. These are the Time Life books that helped me decide that I was going to build a log cabin. You know what I mean? I was reading these things about the grass. Yeah, you can see them.
No, you really can't.
Yeah, you can. I'm getting closer. It's Time Life books, and they're all like leather bound, fake leather, and they have all the stories in them about the pioneers and the 49ers and the Indians. And I was reading about how they were making houses out of sod and building log cabins, and that's what kind of got me on it. And then I started watching old cowboy movies, and then that's how I put it all together, right? We got another cuckoo clock there. Okay, that one's kind of waiting for some repairs and doing the thing. And then that goes upstairs to our loft, which you really can't see nothing up there. I know, that's because we live off grid. This is our back room here. There's our solar powered refrigerator right here. It runs off the solar power. That's the only reason why we got solar power, so Stacy could have a refrigerator after 13 years of living off grid. And that's the bucket you can't see that we poop in and then put sawdust over it. And this is our Berkey that the government chased Berkey out of business and got their filters all messed up. So you got to get an Absapure or some other thing. I mean, it's just our cute little log cabin, y'all.
It's just like pitch black.
They can see.
Let's see the tour of the dark. The darkness.
There's a little thing somebody made of me and Stacy. It says Doug and Stacy. Who quilted that for you, remember?
And there's
one of our
cucumber
folks.
salad. How many people?
Yep, that was our dinner with our cucumber salad. It was so good. Stacy made pizza out of leftovers.
No, I made it. Yeah. Right
Here's the pizza that she made right here. Ba-boom! If you guys want a piece, you guys got to come get it right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're the real deal. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves out there. And that's all we got for you tonight. And do your homework. We'll see what happens next week when you show up. All right. And that's our laptop that I use for making all YouTube stuff.